Elena Rodriguez was organizing archives at the closed Carnegie Library at 12:47 a.m. when she heard the sound that would change her life forever. Pages were turning by themselves in the restricted section, and whispers were echoing from ancient books that hadn't been touched in decades. As she approached the sound with her flashlight, she saw something that defied all logic. Ghostly figures in 1920s clothing were reading books that glowed with an otherworldly light. One of the figures, a young woman in a flapper dress, looked up at Elena with hollow eyes and spoke in a voice that seemed to come from beyond the grave. "You must find the final book. We've been searching for 100 years. It's the only way we can rest." Elena realized at that moment that Carnegie Library held more than just books. It contained the souls of 23 readers who had vanished after encountering forbidden occult texts, and they desperately needed her help to solve a century-old mystery that had trapped them between worlds. Elena Rodriguez was a 32-year-old Mexican-American librarian with a master's degree in library science from University of Oregon. She had spent 8 years working at Portland's main library system before accepting the unusual assignment at Carnegie Library. The historic building, constructed in 1913 with Andrew Carnegie's philanthropy funds, had been closed to the public since 2019 due to structural concerns and budget cuts. Elena's job was to catalog and preserve the rare book collection before the building's planned conversion to affordable housing. Carnegie Library was renowned for its extensive occult and esoteric collection, accumulated over decades by eccentric donors and mysterious benefactors. The building's Gothic Revival architecture, with its soaring vaulted ceilings and shadowy alcoves, had always attracted those interested in the supernatural and forbidden knowledge. Elena was particularly intrigued by the Special Collections section, which housed rare manuscripts, grimoires, and texts on mysticism that had been donated throughout the library's history. What she didn't know was that this collection held dark secrets that had been carefully hidden from the public for over a century. On her first night, November 3, 2024, Elena was working alone in the Special Collections room when she began noticing strange phenomena. Books would fall from shelves with no apparent cause, cold spots would suddenly appear in certain areas, and she could swear she heard faint whispers in languages she couldn't identify. The most disturbing occurrence was when she found a reading log from 1924 that listed 23 names of people who had checked out books from the restricted occult collection, a section she had never seen mentioned in any official library records. On the second night, Elena decided to investigate the mysterious restricted section. Following clues from the 1924 log, she discovered a hidden room behind a bookshelf in the basement. Inside, she found hundreds of books on dark magic, demon summoning, and ancient curses. The books appeared to be organized by danger level, with the most dangerous texts kept in locked glass cases. A handwritten note from the head librarian in 1924 warned, "These books must never be read by the uninitiated. The knowledge contained within has already claimed too many souls." On the third night, Elena found the personal journals of librarian Margaret Whitmore, who had worked at Carnegie from 1920 to 1925. Margaret's entries revealed a terrifying truth. Wealthy occultists had been using the library as a meeting place for their secret society, the Order of the Final Page. They donated dangerous magical texts to the collection and used the library after hours to conduct rituals and experiments. Margaret wrote, "The Order seeks the Codex Ultima, a book said to contain the ultimate magical knowledge. They believe it's hidden somewhere in our collection." Elena's investigation revealed that the 23 missing readers had all been members of various occult groups who came to Carnegie Library seeking the legendary Codex Ultima. According to Margaret's journals, each reader who attempted to find the book was consumed by the dark forces they unleashed. Their bodies vanished, but their souls became trapped in the library, forever searching for the knowledge that had destroyed them. On the fourth night, Elena encountered the spirits directly. They appeared as translucent figures dressed in clothing from different eras, some from the 1920s, others from the 1930s and 1940s. Each spirit retained their human appearance, but their eyes glowed with an unnatural light. The leader of the group was Dr. Edmund Blackthorne, a professor of comparative religion who had disappeared in 1924. He explained their predicament. "We sought forbidden knowledge and paid the ultimate price. The Codex Ultima is real, but it's cursed. Anyone who reads it becomes bound to the library until someone else completes our quest." Dr. Blackthorne revealed that the order of the final page had been led by millionaire industrialist Harrison Ashford, who believed that magical knowledge could give him power over life and death. Ashford had commissioned expeditions around the world to collect occult texts, many of which were acquired through theft, murder, and grave robbery. The Codex Ultima was supposedly written by a medieval sorcerer who had discovered the secret to immortality, but at a terrible cost. Elena learned that each of the 23 trapped souls represented a different area of occult expertise. There was Sarah Blackwood, an expert in necromancy, Professor James Hartwell, who specialized in demonology, and young Rebecca Morrison, barely 19, who had been studying divination. They had all been searching for different parts of the Codex Ultima, which had been deliberately separated and hidden throughout the library's collection to prevent anyone from accessing its complete power. On the fifth night, Elena discovered Harrison Ashford's private study, hidden behind a secret panel in the library's main reading room. The room contained Ashford's personal journals, magical artifacts, and, most importantly, a map showing where he had hidden the pieces of the Codex Ultima. Ashford's final entry, dated December 31, 1924, revealed his growing madness. The book calls to me. I can hear its whispers in my dreams. Tonight, I will assemble the complete codex and claim my rightful place as master of life and death. Elena realized that Ashford had successfully found all the pieces of the Codex Ultima, but something had gone wrong during his final ritual. According to witness accounts she found in old newspaper clippings, Ashford had been found dead in the library on New Year's Day, 1925, apparently from a heart attack. However, the Codex Ultima had vanished, and strange phenomena had plagued the library ever since. The 23 trapped souls explained that Ashford's death had created a supernatural paradox. The Codex Ultima existed in a state between realities, accessible but never fully manifesting in the physical world. Each person who searched for it became partially trapped in the same liminal space. The only way to free them was to find the book and either destroy it completely or use its power to reverse the curse. Elena spent days researching the proper ritual to banish the Codex Ultima permanently. She discovered that the book could only be destroyed during a specific astronomical alignment that occurred once every 100 years, and that alignment was approaching on November 30, 2024. However, the ritual required someone to actually touch the book, which would temporarily bind them to the curse until the ritual was complete. On November 30th, Elena performed the dangerous ritual with the help of the 23 spirits. As midnight approached, the Codex Ultima finally materialized. A massive tome, bound in what appeared to be human skin, with symbols that hurt to look at directly. The moment Elena touched the book, she felt an overwhelming surge of forbidden knowledge flooding her mind. She saw visions of ancient civilizations, cosmic horrors, and secrets that were never meant for human comprehension. Fighting against the book's influence, Elena began the banishment ritual. The library shook as supernatural forces battled for control. Books flew from shelves, windows shattered, and the temperature dropped to freezing. The 23 spirits channeled their remaining energy to help Elena resist the Codex's power. Dr. Blackthorne shouted over the supernatural storm, "You must complete the ritual. Don't let the knowledge corrupt you like it did us." As Elena spoke the final words of the banishment, the Codex Ultima burst into flames that burned with every color of the spectrum. The book's destruction released a shockwave of energy that knocked Elena unconscious. When she awoke, the library was silent and peaceful. The 23 spirits appeared one final time to thank her before fading into a golden light. Dr. Blackthorne's final words were, "You have freed us from our century of torment. The knowledge we sought was poison, but your courage has transformed our curse into redemption." Sarah Blackwood added, "Tell the world that some knowledge is too dangerous to seek. Wisdom lies in knowing what should remain unknown." Young Rebecca Morrison whispered, "Thank you for giving us peace. We can finally rest." Elena's experience at Carnegie Library had profound consequences. She documented everything in a detailed report that she submitted to the University of Oregon's Paranormal Research Department. The library building was thoroughly investigated by both paranormal researchers and historians, who confirmed many of Elena's discoveries about the order of the final page and Harrison Ashford's occult activities. The Carnegie Library was converted into the Portland Center for Responsible Occult Research, with Elena serving as its director. The center's mission is to study supernatural phenomena while educating people about the dangers of pursuing forbidden knowledge. Elena established strict protocols for handling potentially dangerous occult materials and created educational programs about the historical misuse of magical practices. Elena's work led to the discovery of other libraries and institutions around the world that had similar problems with cursed books and trapped spirits. She became a consultant for supernatural library incidents and helped establish international guidelines for handling occult collections safely. The 23 readers who had been trapped for nearly a century were finally memorialized with a plaque in the Portland Center for Responsible Occult Research. The plaque reads, "In memory of 23 souls who sought knowledge beyond human understanding. May their sacrifice remind us that wisdom includes knowing what should not be known." Elena often reflects on her experience. "I learned that not all knowledge is meant to be discovered. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is recognizing the boundaries of human understanding and respecting them. The 23 spirits taught me that curiosity without caution can lead to destruction, but courage with compassion can lead to redemption." The Portland Center continues to receive reports of supernatural phenomena related to occult books and artifacts. Elena and her team investigate each case carefully, always remembering the lesson of the Carnegie Library that some doors should remain closed and some books should never be opened. Harrison Ashford's legacy serves as a warning about the dangers of pursuing power through forbidden knowledge. His story has become a cautionary tale taught in courses on occult history and supernatural ethics. The Order of the Final Page was disbanded after Ashford's death, but Elena's research revealed that similar groups have formed throughout history, all seeking the same dangerous knowledge that destroyed their predecessors. The Carnegie Library building now stands as a beacon of responsible supernatural research, transforming a place of cursed knowledge into a center for education and healing. Elena's bravery in facing the Codex Ultima not only freed 23 trapped souls, but also prevented future tragedies by ensuring that dangerous occult knowledge would never again be pursued without proper safeguards. Do you think Elena made the right choice by risking her life to save the 23 trapped souls? Should some knowledge remain forbidden regardless of the potential benefits? Or is it our responsibility to understand all aspects of reality, even the dangerous ones? If you discovered a cursed book that promised ultimate knowledge but threatened your soul, would you be tempted to read it? Share your thoughts about the balance between curiosity and caution in the comments.